Alright, let's get started. Hey guys, it's Ron Phoenix. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last time we have completed Farewell My Turnabout and Justice for All in general. Now we will be playing the third game, which is called Trials and Tribulations. Hold on, my volume is too high. Alright, go new game. Yep, Trials and Tribulations. We'll be going with the first episode of the series, which is called Turnabout Memories. Let's begin. Ugh, how did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? Oh, it's Phoenix. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Dude. 5 years earlier. Mia Fey's second trial. Oh, we're playing as Mia Fey this time. April 11, 9:40 p.m. It's recorded at 103. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning. Oh, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapples. You obviously haven't got a temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. I'm just so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What? With your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case I mean. What? And you already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let your client see that you're so nervous. You see the poor man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, I'll be fine. No problem. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something? Mr. Wine? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My dog says this way, I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. Right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new to this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I never set foot on another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. April 11th, 10 a.m. Court to courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under your impression that Marva Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest luck. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll be all over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with the summary events of the day of the question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder weapon was the student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying terminology. It sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have the photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation as sad guarantee is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died from rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question? Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a gentee man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Perfect opportunity. Well, what is it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now, see here. Details of this case are filed under the court record. Well, you knew that already, didn't you? Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R button. All the weapons we need to be found on the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I gotta stay calm. I can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. Let's see what it is. Oh, so he basically died by electrocution. A court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed the R button here. Now then, will the attorney of the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how does such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some kind of new superpower stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one other vital issue. Well, what's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? Well, what do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's what he's been paid for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the bookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? I don't need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir, into old Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing on the court record. People's profiles are in as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R button, so be sure to go over it all. Now then, let's see what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Felix Wright and the victim? Dahlia Hawthorne. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne is it? Very good, Miss Fey. You seem to have picked up at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. He started again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking that like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye? It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what you did before you were arrested. Oh, I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected of the death of your fellow student, Doug Swap. But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was... Will the defendant please refrain from passing his call to the rest of us? It seems like the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Let's see, so you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Whew, it looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? It seems like you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... this witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness' testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is quiet in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there was a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination if you please, Miss Faye. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why are you saying that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union jacket in the back of his shirt. Are you certain that you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Faye, you have some point of line in this questioning? Your Honor, please take a look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of his t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that were really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Mia, you made our client cry. Let him. That P in his chest stands for Phoenix anyways. I think I gotta know what this means. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant lines for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, You seem to have rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took the over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills cold good. Hey, wait a sec. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have my medicine with you right now? Well, actually I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does it even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. Well, what's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid the argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing the murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright and hidden in his hand. His purpose of doing so can only be identified as killer as Phoenix Wright. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids. My dude, shut up about your ass. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacologics department, so we agreed to meet on 245 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for at least for the last 2 or 3 days. I lost my bottle around lunchtime that day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different than the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive him if you say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Was it Mr. Swallow who had died at Miss 245? Yeah, we were both there right on time. You said that the victim was in the pharmacology department, right? Correct? Yeah, he was studying how to be manufactured and improve pharmaceuticals. They would call him an alchemist at IBU. An alchemist? I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run in high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him more details? I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltage, and there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set out all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead or on the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. So on the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. Oh, I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Yuck! Oh, why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Did she just casually hit him in front of the court? I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been provided yet. Correct? Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out with this mess smelling like a rose. Your Honor? Yes, Miss Faye? I believe that if I were to piece together everything we had up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be the most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to sustain their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I have totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. As for the cause of death, I say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly is this photo of the murder weapon? Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we heard? The machines that pharmacology students use in their experience requires high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables stuck up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable... Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed be in the high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what is really implied. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that it was established that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Ah, you mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted in the chest area of the victim's jacket. A palm print on the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left the print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Order! That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork until us done. Please stick a fork until we're done. But Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over me. Can you shut up about your ass? I knew the boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor. At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I can't just say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'll be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. We already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need to him to say anything. Wait a minute, Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. It's my fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think that was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. But please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. I'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim. It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. Excuse me? Oh, then again, this was maybe before that trend even existed, so that's kind of weird. The guy who was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, and he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from a shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain has been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him would have missed that. Miss Fairy, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. A loud noise. And what would you say what that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? Dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been... Yes, could have been... Hurry up and tell us! When I pushed him, he dropped his umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Damn! Even before a lawyer, he's still a savage. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well... This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important! No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want officially have it entered to the testimony. How perfectly timed. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add to the bit of the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of the cheap umbrella. I'm sure about that. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that. I would have been able to consider the prosecution's arguments earlier. Well, what do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it is by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed, the defendant, Mr. Swallow, was still alive. No! Order! The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence immediately. But the umbrella would have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But I know the matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! I must say, I find it rather hard to believe that a huge blow has been blown in the prosecutor's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much for a free ride. I was a fool to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly. And the witness testimony will be inconceivable. Well, who's this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right, she was at the scene of the crime when that murder took place. What? I'm sorry to break this bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. Can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think it's a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth at the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy? You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's my love of my life, that's why. The love of your life? Huh. Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side, anyways. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as she said eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave me this the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave me this as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly has a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to be on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough for dear. I'll go have a look downstairs reading room to see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to help you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is almost over. We better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Alright, first part is done. Court will know where it could be. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecutor calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Oh. Well, what's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I happen to see by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take on no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit, you radiate a glow and complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your name? Did you state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says something rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down the sides. And I will bash them with my gavel. How about they look straight at me when they say that? Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here at your noble presence. The honor's all mine. No, the honor's all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake bring all the boys to the yard. Oh, God. Ah, these references, man. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever it is in your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny would have never killed anyone. I just know it. Oh my God, Feeny. I forgot about that. Yes. I can see why you say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking... I'm sorry. Okay, let me try it again. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan on winning the case with a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we met before. Once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? I'm not even with Grandma yet, girlie. Are you saying that the victim just collects on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never trusts the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. He never did a thing to Dougie. I pressed her for no good reason, I just know the judge would get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimonials now? Feeble lies are not becoming, Miss Hawkthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she had no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that, I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawkthorne. The defendant's palm prints was found in Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It had already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover up for the defendant. It was much better if he came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It looked like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. You say that you didn't hear anything unusual, is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here a testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise sounding like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Ah! May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know there's a reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seems as though Thor wasn't ready to have his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in the testimony after all. Wait a second, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there were lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I correct? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss May. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible the victim died by being hit by a bolt of lightning? I must admit that had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do you occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, a victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be on something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't. I'm hurt that you have such low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. A prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes at the day of the location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This advocate. And who is this advocate from? The pharmacological students who were conducting experiments in the lab that day. Allow me to read out the recorded testimony of the pharmacological student. All equipment in the lab lost power all of a sudden around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment ran on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying that the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits in the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly, in other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cable had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Oh. However, there's one thing that troubles me. If that cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it had been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He says that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shelf that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. It was the very shelf that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What is that supposed to mean? Take a look at where the victim landed after being shelved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged in that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved in the far pole, then he could have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I long to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it. Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge? Of course it's alright. Just go ahead and give her your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke, and Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It's all occurred in less than a minute. They got up and tried to run away. And that's when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, the medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take on his first cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the approximate time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Miss Fairy? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the data testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during the interval that a real murderer killed Mr. Dog Swallow. Well, order in the court. What is it all about? This is nonsense. A real murderer? You mean Camden at the time that the cable breaking in and the execution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who was it you're trying to say could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mrs. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Fairy, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready. Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fairy. No then, Miss Fairy. Let's have it. Who was the real killer? It could have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you? The defense is grabbing at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the execution. What exactly were you doing the whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe you didn't lay a finger to stop the man dearest to you. Order! Miss Fairy! Well, what? I mean, why? That is to say... Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hand. Ah! How could you say something so mean, Madame Fay? I didn't do anything. Miss Fay, this is a very serious charge you are... Your Honor? Please, I have something I want to say. You, what is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do anything like that. Mr. Wright, get back to your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Leave my Dolly alone. That boy. He got into something way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. It seems I arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You better take good care of it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. No, then the defense made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Go right ahead. Madam Fay, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also try to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Phoenix. Noting that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for a poor little me to bear. Oh, I believe our girl's trying to ask what her motive would be. The answer to that lies in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally met. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dolly Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day where she first met the defendant, Phoenix Wright. How could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims that she had no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that says that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Very well then. The court grants the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dolly Hawthorne. I first met my Dolly Feeney 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to be in this very courthouse basement as a reading room. The moment I met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going on ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-dovey we live to make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Mr. Wright, do that again or you'll be held contempt of court. And now we enter the final act in our little drama. As we used to say things in my youth, go get her. The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only the art student, but he was also planning to become a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student doing in the courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time and had nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If it had nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case, I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. Your Honor, if you allow me to some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I have come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of the research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for such much more important reason? What is the meaning of this cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which the attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect of the incident is listed here in the report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? The Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie everyone's eyed, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in the criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, order, order! This is unbelievable. It's true then, the lover's rose can hide a cruel's thorns. Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness in an unrelated case. Winston Payne will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me, go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, police impressed some interest in me. Impressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, but I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. Oh, I see. Okay, I tied the two crimes together. Now I just gotta stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh, you pretty lit my heart on fire. You're my buttocks. I can barely tell which is more inflated, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Jesus Christ, dude, this is... If he wasn't like this in the first game, why is he acting like this now? I met a lawyer who was poisoned and disgusting in the cafeteria that day. I let my sleep for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that was leaved there for just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, you just heard the witness testimony, she has nothing to do with it. I think the defense was just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Aha, Mia, you're going like a true lawyer aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you just easily accessed that kind of poison, did you? At your boyfriend's lab. The boyfriend? You mean the victim, Dog Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawkthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology? This laboratory contains high advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit would have never obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawkthorne seems to have access to such poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he was looking. The only person that could have done that was sitting on this very table. You! No! Order! Could it be? That's nothing but a basis that could... Did I say something, Madam Fair? What is it, Miss Hawkthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of a container. Well, yes, that's true. I will search immediately at the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they couldn't find a suspicious container everywhere, did they? Right. They even mentioned it in the report. Well, you could have easily got rid of it something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you think I threw the poison container away, I think you need some kind of proof. Proof? She can't be good with that. Grant some evidence or I'll have to just allow the line of questioning, Miss Faye. I'll just come up with some kind of evidence or they're going to lose his lead. The police conducted such a full body search of Dahlia and of course the entire house. Near the container holding the poison disappeared right as the crime occurred. If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where's the container of the poison to carry in? What happened to it? You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone who had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who's this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day of the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day of the poisoning incident. Under the imprintess of blood, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No! Wow! Order in the court. On behalf of Dolly, I object. Well, Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through such trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love? I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? why exactly would a woman like Dolly Hawkford want to date you anyways? Damn. Well, I guess she must have been in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dolly Hawkford is dating you is... Dolly Hawkford was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. For Dolly Hawkthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she's absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But he never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Wow! Mia, are you alright? Ah, the defendant! He's getting away! Bailiff, hurry! After him! Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no! What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawksmore's present. It's gone. What? It's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have been saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, that sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of the court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay, just give it back the necklace. I ate it. You what? You ate it? It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into a little big burst, but yeah. What the? What is you doing now? Your Honor, you gotta stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have leaked some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more than a reflection of the defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must have not any poison left in it. Yeah, the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do, and it's heartwarming to see that you placed so much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's not how it is for us to the prosecution's side too. For example, I would trust this witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life, which is why I can say that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? It may be impossible for the beginner like you to understand. And the court of law evidences everything. Ugh. And after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything? Well, now that a suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial. Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It's totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believe in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could have only been her. That girl is the thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that? Oh, that's ridiculous. There's one other thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, the defendant is Miss Faye. You tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She is innocent. So Dolly stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put it together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dolly Hawthorne stole some poison the night before she was killed, right before she killed Doc Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive was stealing it to kill someone. Miss Faye. If you're so certain about your theory, then let me ask you this. Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's someone that she desperately wants to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dolly planning to kill? There's one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dolly Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow who was murdered. Well, that's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mrs. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that could be. Well, how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must have been killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why? Why would she go as far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of the attorney in the basement cafeteria. Dolly Hawthorne would think the only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time, but there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, a tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can anyone ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne? It appears that we're nearly the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you my plan of making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your swipping little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? But after no proof, you treat as voluntary witness as she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Let's ask his nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you can pay the ultimate price as the lawyer. The ultimate price? You'll be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No! You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray. Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence to establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess this up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible! You can't possibly... Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid the very harsh verdict will immediately be handed out to Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to sour. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Faye, please present your evidence. Show the court impeachable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X? Phoenix Wright is beloved of the cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle at around lunchtime the day of the accident. I was eating with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer Max. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else to safekeeping. Someone had accidentally run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did justify that she was going to meet up with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I cannot allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene of the crime, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it, in this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, aren't you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a flimsy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is a desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne? This cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some? Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a flimsy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us! I dare you to take some of this medicine right now! Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Oh dear. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine for the time being. Victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Yes. I'm gonna go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Whew. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. Defense has shown indescribable evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care! I'm Mr. Payne. I don't believe one word this regular has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said... There. It's alright, Rookie. For example, I would trust this witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure you couldn't possibly be any poison in there, right? You see, yes. And here comes the back paddle. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? My hair, it's flying off, my beautiful hair, no. And that's how he lost his hair. Mr. Payne? I'm Miss Dolly Hawthorne. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I know there's something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Don't lie, just admit you're wrong. By the way, Miss Fey? Yes, Your Honor? Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dolly Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing in this case. Very well. Mr. Payne? This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true. My dear Dolly! Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment to bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant Phoenix Wright not been guilty. This court is adjourned. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. Hey, it's just like my ending screen. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to burst like Mount Vetus. Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you should stop talking about them? Thank you, Mia. That's rather rude. Anyway, this case has really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship with mutual trust with a client? Perhaps, as we veteran lawyers, we have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations! Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. That Dolly I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't know what was really her. What? Yeah, that Dolly I know would never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something? Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a little bit more. Try to grow up a little. Well, but out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. If I hurry, I could still be able to save him in time. You see, say, Miss Fey, A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new to this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope. I hope we can see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. Well, that did eventually happen. It's been 5 years since I acquitted for all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend, but me had passed on to the better place. For me, that trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In the court of law, your greatest weapon is your brief. 5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to her words. Something that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Alright, we're done with Turnabout Memories. Yep, episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout, which we will do in next stream. But for now, we're going to be ending these here. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye.